afterwards.
Bruce Cutler, CUTLER for Mr. Gotti.
John L. Pollock and Charles Weintraub, Hoffman Pollock, and Anthony Guerrero.
For the people assistant, this is Michael Richard. This time, they would like to serve indictment 35A of 89, copy with the indictments for
Arraign the defendants, please.
John Gotti and Anthony Guerrero. The grand jury of the County of New York has held indictment number 35A of 1989, charging each of you with the crimes of conspiracy of the fourth degree and assault in the first degree on 2 counts. John Gotti, how do you plead these charges? Guilty or not guilty? Anthony Guerrero, how do you plead these charges? Guilty or not guilty? Please not guilty.
Your Honor, the people who will serve intercept notice during the next 15 days. We will be providing copies of the intercept orders and reports. We will observe statement notice. Within that 15 days, we will observe a copy of the statements. Defendant Gotti's principles, character, reputation, and habits are certainly one of the fact that he is alleged to be, and we have evidence of in the form of wiretap information, the head of an organized criminal organization called the Gambino crime family. He is someone who has consistently put his and the interest of his associates and family above that of society. We think that that factor strongly mitigates to holding this defendant in. His employment and financial resources, his employment is allegedly as a salesman for a particular plumbing concern. This gentleman has been subject of extensive surveillance, and during that surveillance we have yet to see him at his employment in any way, shape, or form. That is his quote-unquote legitimate employment. His financial resources are literally that of the family, which is an extensive criminal organization throughout the United States and throughout the world. I don't mean to overstate it, but it was very difficult to get a handle on what his financial resources are and the formula of that to ensure his return. So that we would just have to say at this point that the financial resources are enormous. We could also comment that during the period of intercepts, Mr. Gotti has gambled numerous occasions and has lost enormous sums of money, accounting in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that we know that he has idle money available for him. Third is the family ties, the length of time in the residence. Mr. Gotti has been a resident of this community for his whole life, to our knowledge. He has a family, a wife and children. But at the same time, the people would like to point out to the court that in 1973, this defendant was, May of 1973, participated in a homicide. That homicide led to an indictment with Mr. Gotti and Mr. Angelo Ruggiero. Mr. Ruggiero was apprehended. There were substantial efforts made to apprehend Mr. Gotti, but Mr. Gotti chose to absent himself from his home, so that for a period of approximately a year, he was not at home. And we think that goes to show that whatever ties they are, he still has a predilection to put his interests ahead of his close.
You wish to hear?
Yes, may it please the court. Your Honor, by way of background, I've represented John Gotti since 1985. I don't know if the court is aware, but in 1987 he was acquitted in Brooklyn Federal Court of this so-called Gambino Association. In addition to which, Your Honor, John Gotti is basically followed night and day, every day by the police. And they've never seen him commit a crime, and they've never seen him do anything wrong. I was a little surprised last night, Judge, when they picked him up at around 5 o'clock on Broadway with about 50 or 70 agents and policemen, because had they called me up, Your Honor, rather than go to Judge Williams last night, I could have seen you this morning with John. I tried 3 cases with him. I tried 1 in front of Judge Dufficy. I tried 2 in front of Judge Nickerson. He gets to court before the building opens. And the only issue here is whether he's going to show up. He has always shown up in every case he's ever had. He's always on time. As a matter of fact, Your Honor, most poignantly, in the federal court in Brooklyn, the United States attorneys both said that John Gotti is not a flight risk. Policemen have testified that John Gotti is not a flight risk. He has never, ever missed a court date. Judge, he hasn't been convicted of a crime for over 15 years. He was convicted, he pled guilty in 75, he went to jail, he came out. Since 77, they've been watching him every day, night and day. As I said to you, we went to trial in Queens once, and then we went to trial in Brooklyn. As far as his family, Your Honor, you know he's been married well over 25 years. He has 4 children, 4 grandchildren. He's not going anyplace. He's been in New York his whole life. He's never ran away from a problem ever. We are both confident, Your Honor, even though we got the indictment today, we got an indicia of it last night, we'll win this case. I'm not concerned about the case. I'm concerned about the DA making a bail application for a remand. And I'm concerned about the fact that they chose to lock him up at night rather than call me up. Because, you know, Judge, if you want to know where John Gotti is...
Mr. Cutler, I was concerned also when they asked for the warrant.
I'm sorry?
I was concerned also.
Yes, sir. Because if you want to know where he is, I know where he is, and the police know where he is. Because they follow him day and night. So there's no problem with flight, Your Honor. I was asking you, not in any way disingenuous, Judge, to release him. Because had they not arrested him last night, we would have been here together at 9 o'clock in the morning. I think the case is weak. There's not the slightest indicia of evidence that John will ever flee.
Yeah, you're expressing your opinion that it's weak.
Yes, sir.
The district attorney says, in his opinion, it is strong. Thank you.
I want you to know, and also, Your Honor, one other thing. Last night, after we went through the speech, Judge Williams felt constrained to keep him overnight. But I felt, in my heart, she wanted to let him go. She had no power.
She wanted to let, she had the power. She had the power, sir. I'll hear you.
Your Honor, excuse me, if I could...
I'll let you respond after both applications are done.
I don't know that there's been an application yet on behalf of Mr.
Are you making an application?
Certainly am. Would you like me to make it first, sir?
Yes.
Yes. Your Honor, the people are asking for a remand as to Mr. Guerrieri. As appears from his sheet and our records, is not eligible for any additional punishment as Mr. Gotti would be considered persistent, but he is eligible for from 5 to 15 years on this four ties that Mr. Gotti has admitted. We think that Mr. Guerrieri has used a number of different names where he's living, where he currently resides. He's using a second name, that of Anthony Albano. The department's